The Astana City Court fined Ruslan Simbinov, an activist of the Alga unregistered political party, for $500 for distributing St. George's ribbons on the eve of the Victory Day celebration. Disagreeing with the decision, the oppositionists appealed the verdict, alas in vain.
First of all, the hearing was illegal. We were not given summons and all 5 verdicts were carbon copies of each other. Also, they're trying to financially destroy us with fines like this. In total, 5 people were persecuted for distributing the St. George's ribbons in Astana. Back in mid-May, the administrative court has made the initial decision without the pretense of convicted, while on Thursday the city court upheld the verdict.
The court proceedings on the case of the interest holders of the sunny suburb housing estate started with a scandal, as the press and some of the movement members were not allowed in the courtroom.
The doors of the courtroom were closed exactly at 4 in the afternoon when the hearing started. 12 shared construction interest holders that came late were left outside together with reporters of Stan TV and Habar news agency, who were not allowed inside right from the start.
The issue could not be resolved with the Chief Justice of the District Court. Security guards did not allow the press inside, and the receptionist said the Chief Justice is actually presiding at the trial, thus he cannot resolve the situation. Both interest holders and journalists anticipated to attend the session, which can affect the fate of the sunny suburb housing estate.
Are you sure you were not allowed inside? You should have appealed to the judge because the process is open and everyone can attend it.
The process lasted about 40 minutes. Those who attended it said the judge reviewed the case materials and scheduled the next hearing for July 9th. It remained unclear why the press was not allowed in the courtroom.
The room is too small, but we could have provided you with seats even if some of us had to leave. As long as the press was there, it is important to cover the issue.
The lawyer is sure that the Judge Umarov violated the Section 20 of the law on mass media, which provides the rights of journalists to access and publish the information. Moreover, the judge prevented journalistic activities, which implies criminal code charges. At the same time, there is a little doubt that judge will be punished.
The oil workers of Aktobe who participated in strike in Zhanazhol and Kinkiak have filed an appeal since the court recognized their protest illegal and ruled 3 employees to pay $5 of compensation to the Chinese corporation CNPC. The amount spent by the plaintiff for state fees might be symbolic, but the workers say that it is the matter of principle.
The strike in Zhanazhol started on June 16th. Dissatisfied with the wages, oilmen suspended the operations of the corporation CNPC Aktobe, demanding to dismiss the company's 6 top managers and raise salaries to $1,500 a month. The very next day, more than 500 workers in the neighboring Kinkiak mine joined the protest. The strike lasted 2 days. In July, however, oilmen planned to launch a new, bigger-scale rallies. The workers are preparing the appeal. They insist that they are not guilty and that they have the right to protest as any other citizen of Kazakhstan. They will continue to fight for their rights and demand the raise of salaries as well as dismissal of the undesired and incompetent managers.
Activists of the Housing for People movement held a silent protest action during the hearing on June 24th, right inside the courtroom. Their main message, the death of democracy in Kazakhstan, was conveyed by simply not talking during the court session.
The activists of the Housing for People movement commemorated the death of democracy in Kazakhstan by the minute silence. This happened during the trial of 4 members of the organization charged with holding an unsanctioned rally. The men demonstrated to the court what it is like not being heard.
State your last and middle names, please.
None of the convicted said a word until the end of the court session. All present in the room were silent as well. Only when the video of the rally was shown, everyone stood up silently and was immediately escorted out.
I asked you to sit down, everyone. I want you. Officer, please escort them out one by one.
The convicted spoke up only after the end of the hearing.
We demonstrated how the authorities usually treat us, pretending to be deaf, mute and blind.
All 4 activists were found guilty and will face fines ranging from $30 to $500. The movement members intend to appeal the decision and continue rallying, as it seems this is the only effective way now to solve problems. On Thursday, Kazkommertsbank finally entered talks with problematic clients after the rally in front of its office on Wednesday.
Let's say the bank still keeps its stiff position on the loaners, and it hardly admitted that our movement represents interests of hundreds of their borrowers.
The bank management preferred to hold talks with its loaners behind the closed doors. After all, the reputation risks of the financial institution are high, while there was no guarantee that another boycott of the public organization could be started right in the middle of the negotiations.
The anthrax outbreak continues to claim new victims, while meat from one of the quarantined villages somehow ended up in a Pavlodar market. The facility was immediately closed and disinfected, although this didn't prevent a sharp drop in demand for meat delicacies.
One of the markets in Pavlodar was closed on Thursday due to the possible anthrax contamination. Veterinarians learned that a horse carcass was brought here from an infected village.
2 local residents bought the meat. We were able to retrieve 60 kilos from one of them, but the other 17 kilos have been already consumed.
Whether the horse meat was infected will be found out after the lab examination, but the market was disinfected just in case. Other markets of the city are also under strict control.
You're shown the second half of the examination papers. Everything is in there.
The traders say buyers changed their shopping habits due to the current situation. The demand for the traditional Kazakh delicacies is dropping.
Buyers ask for the quality certificates and whether our meat went through the laboratory. Of course it did.
Meanwhile, the number of anthrax victims has already increased to 9. 118 people are currently under house supervision. The quarantine in Karakol and Reprovka villages will not be lifted until mid-July.
Meanwhile, Kazakh Milk Producers Union, together with Almaty City Administration and Almala District Sanitary Authorities, attempted to rid the metropolis of the unlicensed milk traders who traditionally walk the streets offering their products. At the same time, the authorities didn't hesitate to openly promote the products of major companies like Foodmaster and Agroproduct.
This is not a raid, you are just trying to overtake our business. No, this is just a raid. As a result of the raid, 2 Almaty apartment blocks were left without the regular milk supply as street traders fled their spots in a hurry. Local residents, though, were quick to take the side of the traders, saying their milk is much cheaper and of better quality than that found in the supermarkets. The authorities' claims that packed milk products were safe did not seem to convince anyone. This, however, didn't discourage officials who said that they foremost care about the population's health and are sure that raids like this may help to stop the spread of brucellosis. In reality, though, the raids seem to pursue one goal: to get rid of chaotic milk trade in favor of the larger market players. The constant advertising didn't help the matter. In our district, we already have several companies which produce milk products. One of them is Agroproduct. We even have a contract with them, and they are the official suppliers of milk products.
These were all the latest updates from Kazakhstan. See you tomorrow. Bye-bye.